Jonathan Mark. What happens if Scientology is regging a member of the Scientology public and the object of the regging, i.e. the mark, calmly responds to each request with a no? The mark doesn't argue or engage or give reasons why not, other than that she doesn't want to. Does the reg cycle ever end? Yeah, of course the reg cycle will come to an end. I mean, if somebody's just sitting there saying no, 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 and they refuse to otherwise engage or say anything else, basically the salesperson, the Scientology registrar, is going to try to cajole them or talk to them or get them talking or get them, find out what all this no, no, no is all about, because it's a little weird, actually, for somebody to just sit in front of a salesperson and just do that. Now, if they're in a situation where the salesperson has cornered them, and I'm not really sure, the context of this question leaves a lot to be, for interpretation here. So I guess let's give a couple scenarios here, right? Let's say that you have a reg, and the reg is just sitting in their office most of the time, or they come out during course room breaks or auditing breaks, and they try to, get into what they call reg cycles, where they'll sit and try to sell somebody on something. Engage, depending on how much time they have with the person, will depend on how much effort they're going to put into the sales pitch. And, and then of course they'll try to get the person to come back later or something like that. Now, if you have a person who, so generally speaking, in a situation like that, if the person is just sitting there saying no, 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 and the reg knows that they've only got a couple minutes with the person, that's, okay, fine, I'll talk to you later, sort of thing, right? They'll try to leave by at least leaving the door open a little bit to talk to the guy. But they are going to wonder what's up with all the no, 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 right? And they're going to want to, find out what that's about. Is there an upset? Is there something they did or somebody else did that has created, upset with this person? Because generally speaking, the Scientology salespeople, the regs, don't want people unhappy with Scientology. They're not going to pay a lot of money if they're unhappy. So they're going to try to do whatever they need to investigate and find out, why is this person not satisfied or not happy with what's going on? The reg's job is to believe in the service. Scientology doesn't get sold by people who know it's a con or know it's a fraud. They truly believe in what they're doing. And they really believe in the auditing. They really believe in the classes and the courses. And they believe that these things are doing people good. So they have to, otherwise they wouldn't be good salespeople, because you got to be pretty hardcore to be a Scientology reg. So if somebody's, what they would call that is if they were BIs, if they were bad indicators, BIs, right? Meaning, in other words, the person's looking glum, the person they're trying to sell looks glum, looks sad, looks upset, looks angry. The reg is going to go, hey, something's really wrong here. The reg might alert an ethics officer, a course supervisor, the auditor, whoever it is that's been dealing with this person or needs to deal with this person is going to hear about it from the reg. The reg's going to go, what the hell with Joe, right? If they're in a situation where maybe it's after course hours or they've gone to the person's house or something like that, and maybe the person is cornered and in a situation where he doesn't want to be sold, which of course happens all the time in Scientology, generally the public are kind of polite about it and they try not to, piss off the staff members or piss off the regs or something. But if they're in a situation where they're strapped for cash, don't have the money, don't want to be sold, are feeling like they're getting the high pressure sales and they don't want to hear about it right now, then they might get a little bit, hey, no, 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 right? I said no, I meant no. And they might just get up and walk out. I've seen that happen, right? You can't, regs generally don't, lock people in the room and stuff like that. That happens during the sec checking, during the auditing, right? Once you're in an auditing room, you're in there until the auditor lets you out, right? But with a reg, generally speaking, they're going to try to keep things on an upbeat, fun, even if it's forced, even if it's stupidly plastic and insanely stupidly forced, they're still going to try to be that way. They're going to try to be, woohoo, isn't all this so exciting and great, sort of thing. And then they'll do their reg sales tactics on the person. if I was a reg for a while in Scientology, I did quite a bit of regging, and if I had a person sit down in front of me who was just sitting there saying no, 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 I might just say flat up, just straight up, dude, what is up? What is going on? Why, why all the no, 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 no? Why aren't you talking to me? Anything I could do to get this person talking, because the thing that the salesman has to work with is the communication of the person he's trying to sell. So if the person's not communicating, they're not being sold, which means the reg isn't doing his job. So he's got to get this person talking somehow. And knowing the person, or knowing what service he's been doing, or knowing something about his history, the reg could ask the guy all kinds of questions, including, are you unhappy with Scientology right now? Is there something that happened that pissed you off, that you're upset about? Tell me about it. They'll try to make themselves a safe person for the person to talk to. So regs, here's the funny thing in Scientology, and you might have a hard time believing this, but it's true. The regs were some of the best friends that a lot of the public had, because the reg was somebody who was kind of, they're not chaplains, they're not ministers, but they kind of open themselves up to listen to anything that the person wants to tell them. And it's kind of like the Al Pacino character in Glengarry Glen Ross, if you've seen that movie, and I hope you have, because if you haven't, it's a really good movie. Al Pacino's is first shown in that movie having taken a mark out to dinner or a bar, and they had been talking for hours and hours. And Al Pacino is telling this guy stories and getting him all involved in his life and getting all involved in the Mark's life, and then does the sale, right? And the sale is done so smoothly and so it just eases right into it, right? Because they've established a rapport, they've established a relationship, and this person actually believes that the salesperson is their friend. And the regs in Scientology think of themselves as the best friend of those people that they're selling to. They care about them, they want them to be doing well, they often know their family, right? They know their friends, their Scientology friends and things like that. So it's quite an interesting dynamic that they can establish with a person. This doesn't happen 100% of the time. Some people get regged and they don't really want to establish a relationship with the salesperson. They don't want to get it all talky with them. And they just go about their business and they just, write their checks or give them the credit cards, and that's that. But if the reg has anything to say about it, and the reg is any good, they're going to get involved in the person's life, right? And they're gonna really want this person to feel like the reg cares about them personally and will do anything for the person in order to see that they make it all the way up the bridge to total freedom, right? And that's part of the salesmanship of being a Scientology reg. It is a nuanced, carefully crafted, and very worked job. It is not a passive job. And I think you'll find this true for sales at any level in any group, really. You have some people who show up to work and they're just working, and they don't really care about, the people that they're selling to. But they're not the best salespeople. They're not the ones who are making all the money, and they're not the ones who are really taking home the big bonuses. The salespeople who, okay, one last thing on this and then I'll be done. L. Ron Hubbard advised regs in policy to use what's called hard sell. And hard sell in Scientology is high pressure sales tactics. Don't get me wrong, right? None of what I'm saying is meant to, again, be an endorsement of Scientology. I'm just trying to explain how it really works on the ground. Hard sell, according to L. Ron Hubbard, is caring about the individual and caring enough about the individual to get them through the stops and barriers that the person is going to present to buying the services that are going to rehabilitate and save them as a spiritual being. That's hard sell as told to Scientology regs. So regs adopt that definition to their activities as regs, and they put out a lot of caring and a lot of comfort and aid and that sort of thing to the people they're selling. So I hope that kind of, I know I talked a lot there, but I hope that that kind of explains the whole attitude of regs in Scientology and why they're so persistent, why they are so high pressure sales is because they really believe in their product, and why they won't easily take no for an answer. So there you go.